Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's TGIF, woohoo! OMG, you guys. We are here. Oh, happy day. I think I have all of my chat up here so I can see everything. Yay! All right. We are doing, I'm Creative Sarah. This is my studio. Welcome. We're gonna do a project today. Pretty easy, but what I'm highlighting is one of our, what we call an A size transfer. This is our smallest transfer that we sell individually. This is a 4.5 by 6.5. Fits perfectly on a 5 by 7 type thing. And I am gonna show you, this is the Holy Family stencil design, and I'm going to show you how to create with this. It is actually 50% off today, so you're going to want to check that out. The key word today is family, so let me get that in here. I just took a drink before I went live and I about choked on my drink for no good reason. And so I'm all like, my throat is all like kind of crazy, messed up. So the keyword family, you can comment. Thank you, Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Hi, June Bugs. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Sharon. Hello, Trudy. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to do a little trick with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stencil just the Holy Family on this chubby wooden shelf sitter. I'm not going to wax it because I'm going to do a little watercoloring painting on here. And if I waxed it, that water would bead up and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to fuzz it. This is a fuzzing cloth. You can get it from my website. If you comment the keyword, I'll send you a welcome message with a link where you can get the project supplies for this project and also some of the other cool, I'll give you some information on some of the other cool things that I offer, as well as you can get a link to my free DIY and crafting group, which you'll get more ideas, inspiration, and insider information. Watching from Utah. How's the weather in Utah? It's supposed to snow here on Sunday and Monday. So if that tells you anything. All right, I am going to move this over a little bit. Okay, so let me give you a bird's eye view of my project. So I have kind of put the stencil on like this. I'm going to take my dune and I'm going to scoop a little of my dune out here, and I'm just going to stencil the outline. So this is an outline image, and that makes it really easy to do some watercoloring with it. And this is kind of like a fun hand-drawn image. I'm just gonna peel it up. It's hard for you to see, but that's the point. You can see it here in real life, but we're gonna do some watercoloring on that. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off just using a disinfectant wipe because I'm gonna use this again. Just reminds me, I need to grab my nominee. So today I'm gonna use a couple different colors for painting, watercoloring, and one of the colors is our color of the month, which is called Something Borrowed. So it's actually this beautiful kind of baby blue, like a light Tiffany. Where'd it go? You guys, it was just here. I'm not even kidding. It was just right here. Did I pick it up and move it somewhere? Like, did I not think about what I was doing? Is it right in front of my face? Whatever I did with it, it's on video. Oh, yucky rain. So it rained earlier this morning. Now the sun is shining, but it's still cloudy, partly cloudy. Did it fall? Oh, it fell. Gotta attach these things to me. Okay, I'm gonna dry this. And then we're gonna get to painting. So I'm gonna zoom in actually. I want you guys to see. If I make a mess, you're gonna see it up close. I'm gonna grab some paint brushes of various sizes. And then I'm gonna get out some trays. I'm gonna put some water in a dish. Let me get some clean water. Okay. Got some water. Now, I'm going to use Something Borrowed. This is leftover from when I did the Club Couture project on Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and cut it open. I'm not going to need a lot. I'm just going to go in there and get a little, really that's all I need. And then I'm going to close this back up. Eventually, my actual jar of this will come and I won't need this anymore. But at this point, that's all I have. So it was a packet that I was looking for, not the jar. And then this, you're gonna be like, oh, Sarah, that's like the same color. It's not. It's very similar color. This is our Ocean Mist, but they are not the same. And then I'm gonna use, this is dried. I like have hardly any left of it. It's Storm, so I need to grab another Storm. And then Dune. We're gonna use some Dune. And we don't need a lot because we're just really painting with it. So we have our Something Borrowed, our Dune, and then this will be our Storm. I'm gonna run and grab a new bottle of store. Or jar, I guess. Okay, for a second, I didn't think I had any, but then I remembered Ryan rearranged those. Lovely new jar. Okay. Oh. And like I said, we don't need a lot. And then what I'm gonna do is do a little spritz of water in each one. Then you just kind of mix it up to make it watercolory. So it's pretty simple. If you're new, just tuning in, go ahead and comment the keyword, which is family, and I will send you a message with a link where you can join my free DIY and crafting group. You'll get more ideas, inspiration, and insider information. Okay, this is this color of the month here that I'm going to paint with. All right, so I'm going to take, I'm going to go with Dune first, because this is I'm kind of going to do their faces with this Dune color. And there are no facial features, really. There's like a nose, that's basically it. Like I told you, like you do not need a lot. In fact, I probably have way more than enough. And I know this is kind of light. I could have used like a peachy keen too. If you have those colors at home, that would be great. And then they have their arms on the baby. So I'm gonna do their hands. So it's just like your paint by numbers. You're just kind of painting inside the lines. Real simple, real easy. I think that's it for like the skin tones. I wanna so that I was just trying to like darken it up a little. So we have a really big football game tonight. We are playing in our district championship, and if we win, when we win, it will be the first ever district championship in the school's history. Is that crazy? When I heard that, I was like, no way. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty darn exciting. All right, I am gonna move into this is my baby blue. It's the Something Borrowed, which is our color of the month. You can only get it during this month. Hi, Kim. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jen. Hi, Kathleen. Happy Friday. So I'm gonna do the baby Jesus swaddling clothes, this blanket here in this like baby blue. And a lot of this is just gonna blend one right into another, okay? So just kind of be prepared. That one thing is just gonna blend into the other. Now, that's all I'm doing in that really light. See, I told you, probably made too much. I'm gonna go into Mother Mary. Her clothes are going to be a little darker. So we're kind of blending in here. Picking up the color. And I'm just covering like the area that she's wearing. Now this is like a really cool outline. It's very like hand drawn. So there are some really cool like swirls and things. And this is gonna blend into Joseph's clothing as well. And what I'm gonna do here is just kind of fade it out. So I'm like, do a little darker up here and then fade it out. Because if you notice down here, there's literally no end to this garment. So I'm just gonna fade it out. And you don't have to be too harsh about the lines either, because we're gonna do something about that. So just kind of fade it out there, looking good. I'm gonna move into Joseph a little bit with, I'm just gonna do a little of this blue here. And we're gonna fade in to gray. So I really wanted to do like a brown, but I didn't have a brown color that I actually had access to a single, and I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get the single, the paste single. So we're gonna do this in Storm, and it's a great color. We can do a lot of like fading with this. And don't worry about these lines so much, because we're going to go over this. We're going to go over it with another color, and it'll really have that outline then pop. The point is just to get the color on here. And I think I should probably do his beard like fairly dark. That's his beard. Okay. I think I'm just going to pick up some water there. And I am going to fade this into that blue color that's right there. Kind of like an ombre. I'm just trying to blend it. That looks good. And then I'm going to try to do what I did with his, with that water. Okay, I'm going to go in like a little darker here and then like fade it out. This does, his hand does show the garment lines, so I will try to do a little darker on that and then fade it down. There we go. Okay, so now you guys can see, very simple, very kind of messy, watercolored. I did all the things. I barely used any of this paste. Now, I'm going to dry this, and we're going to come back with our stencil, and we're going to go over it. Okay. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you like it? Hi, Linda. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Cutie. Cutie Nana Katie. And Gretchen. Hello. Hi, Joyce. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and take my stencil. And what I'm going to do now, this is to protect what I just painted and to protect the stencil. I'm going to seal over this a little bit with some wax. I am going to lightly wax this. Because we don't want the sticky part of our stencil to peel or pull any of this color off. All right, that feels really good. It's smooth. You want it to feel very smooth. Now I'm going to fuzz this again because I don't want it extra sticky. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Judy. Hey, Debbie. Welcome. Hi, Rocky Mountain Stamper from Colorado. How is it over in Colorado? Now I'm going to line this up, which should be pretty easy to do. You're basically outlining everything, and you're kind of lining it up with the outline that you've already done. Okay, And then there are little stars right here. So I'm going to take my nominee. This is a metallic gold color. And I'm just going to pick, I'm going to pick some up, and I'm going to go over the entire thing, including these little stars over here. Anything extra can go right back into the container. All right, so there we go. I don't know how I got up. I don't know how I made a mess, but I did on the edge of this. I'm going to peel this up. Oh my goodness, you guys, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. I am so happy. All right, you guys look at this for a second. I'm going to go wash the stencil in some water. I'll bring all of this as well because these need to get washed out too. And I'll be back in 2 seconds. The key word today is family, as in Holy Family, because that's the name of this stencil. And as you're looking at this, you can get the project supplies by commenting the keyword and clicking on that button that says project supplies. You can also get it from the description of this video and from the pinned comment. Now, there's a pinned comment on Facebook and a pinned comment on YouTube that has all of the links, but there is not a pinned comment on Instagram. Instagram, your only way is to comment that keyword family and then go check your DMs for a message from Creative Sarah. If you don't see it, it could be in your requests, because you know, I may not follow you. And so if I don't follow you, I may not be able, or if you don't follow me, I may not be able to slide into your primary DM message box, I guess is what you would call it. But doesn't that look so good? Kind of professional, right? I'm here to tell you, I am so not a professional. That was so paint by number, it's crazy. I just watered down the paste. I did a little bit of shading here and there. Always go lighter than you think, because you can always add more. And that was it. I used the color of the month on the baby Jesus. I used Ocean Mist on Mary, and I used Storm on Joseph. The skin color is brought to you by the color Dune, watered down. And then the outline I did in Dune so that I could see it. And then after I did all of the painting, I went over it in Nominee, okay? All of those except for Nominee are available in a single packet. Hi Jackie, hi Janice, hi Janet. Oh my goodness, all the J's right in a row. Oh, it's sunny and warm. I'm a little jealous of that. I'm a lot jealous of that, actually. Okay, so I'm going to grab I kind of wanted blue. Let me look for a little tiny blue. I think I have one. I just have to grab it. Maybe I do. Okay. Maybe this might be too... It's too teal. Let me see what this looks like. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'm just gonna go. Very simple, very, very simple, you guys. I'm just gonna, would you like to see what I'm doing? I'm just gonna tie a knot, double knot. I could really use somebody else's finger right now. Okay. That's it. Just a real simple little ribbon. What do you think? I suppose a gold one would have been pretty as well. I did silver. Isn't it just beautiful? Like, understated, not hard to do, very simple. 50% off this stencil. So let me tell you about that. If you're a Perks member, you're not just getting 50% off, you're getting your regular 30% off plus 50% off. So the stencil is normally $13. Perks members are going to get that for like, I don't know, 9 or 10, like $10. And then another 50% off. It's going to be like $5 just for the stencil. Then you're going to get your little surface here. And each one of those packets are $3. You can get them 5 buy 5, get 1 free. So if you want to pick out 6 colors, do that. If you want to go with, instead of nominee, you want to go with like shimmer gold, that is actually available in a packet. I just like the nominees a little bit darker than shimmer gold. Or if you wanted to do like a brown espresso or something. Thanks, Diana. Thank you, Kathy. I tried. Hi, Jane. Hi, Glenda. Yeah, Kathy, I have worked a long, long life in this business to get to where I am with this room. And I keep starting over. Let me tell you my story. Number 1, I started having a business when Cassie was 3 and Emma was about to turn 1. I started scrapbooking for them. Like I wanted to scrapbook for them. And I was a teacher, full-time teacher, taught 5th grade. And I got invited to a party, a stamping party. And I was like, I don't stamp, but I'm going to go. It's fine. It'll be fun because it's with my friends. Maybe I'll buy some paper, right? Because if you get invited to a party, you're like, well, what am I going to buy, right? So since I don't stamp, I'm going to go and I'll look at their paper. I had so much fun at that party and something in my brain clicked. Tell me if you relate. It's that something in your brain that like moves you over to the like, I'm a collector / hoarder of all things that are pretty. This lady, she's still my friend to this day, but this lady had on the table the little ink pads for the stamps, all laid out in a few rows down the center of the table, every color that they carried. And I looked at all the colors and I looked at that and I was like, something in my brain went, I need to have that all. Like, I need to have it all so that I, for whatever reason, I need to have that. So I created a card that night and I still have it because I was so proud of it. I had never created anything so pretty and like well done. I scrapbooked, but very, very like stickers and markers and paper, like very rudimentary. Anyway, I got hooked. I booked a party. I've spent like $200, booked a party. And while I was waiting for that party to get there, I had a catalog. And it was back when they were like this thick and you just paged through. It was an idea book. And I was like, I must do this. And so I called her up and I said, can I sign up to be a consultant? And can my party be my first party as a consultant? And she said, 100 times yes. Yeah, the color, Kathy. So I started a business back in 2003, February 2nd, 2/2 of 2003. It was really January, but they had my date as February 2nd. It's fine. I was gearing up. All I wanted to do was make invitations and decorations for Emma's first birthday party, which was a tea party, and they had the most adorable tea party stamp set. So I was going to make her invitations, mail them out, all the things. I spent $200 to make invitations that I will use once because how many tea parties do you have? Anyway, that started my crafting business. I worked that business alongside my full-time teaching job and raising my two girls for, I'm trying to do the math in my head, you guys. 14 years. I did it for 14 years. And my whole goal was to make enough money that I could quit my teaching job and work at home by raising my kids and doing something I love. Well, it never panned out. And in 2017, I informed I had a very bustling business. It was very big. I had tons of customers. And this is back in the day before social media. I did everything face to face. I had clubs and workshops and I hosted weekend retreats and I did all of that kind of stuff. And I had decided 2017, that summer, that I'm going to step away from the business, that I'm never going to make enough money to stop my teaching job and do that only. I'm working too much. I work too many late nights and get up way too early in the morning and then have to be like on at work. As a school teacher, it's very hard to fake it. And by 2017, I had 4 kids by then. We were getting into I had 1 in preschool, 1 in elementary school, 1 in middle school, and 1 in high school. And I said, I'm done. I'm not going to pursue this as a business anymore. I'm just going to do it for myself and I'm going to be done. Little did I know, I made that decision in June. And on July 1st, I heard about Chalk Couture. On July 3rd, I saw my first video and person who joined the company. The company launched on July 1st, so it was brand new. And again, like you see something and you just know, you're like, I need to have that. And so for 14 years, I did what I thought I was doing to do what I thought I should do, if that makes sense. But what I really was doing what I had to do to become the person that I needed to be when this opportunity hit me. Because when I started with Chalk Couture, my business took off so big that within a year, I quit my teaching job, my full-time teaching job. My husband said I had to double my salary of my teaching job if I wanted to quit because he thought I'd never do it. I did. Regardless, teachers don't make a lot of money in Michigan, so, But that had changed my entire life. I started with a little tiny room in the basement that was unfinished, and we ended up finishing it so that I could have a craft room in our first house. Then we built a new house, and we had an unfinished basement again, and we had a dedicated space. I used it unfinished until I started making money with Chalk Couture, and I paid to have our whole basement finished. I put in a bedroom, I put in a full bathroom and a wet bar, all of that. Then we moved again, and now I have an unfinished basement once again. By now, it should be like perfectly done, just in time for all of construction rates to skyrocket and be like way up astronomical. And this is such a big space that it's not an easy job. Not like our other basements were so easy and quick to get done because they were smaller spaces. I have 1,000 square foot room. It's all mine for my business, but it is unfinished. I've showed you the ugly rafter or the, whatever they're called, rafters, all that. But I work in my unfinished space, and it works for me until I can finally get my whole basement finished. I want bathrooms, I want sinks, I want a bedroom, I want the weight room, I want Aaron's office, I want like the family room. There's so much down here that we need to do, but I digress. I have waited a long time, since 2004, to get my dang room finished and complete. It's a pretty sweet room. It just has no real walls and no real shelf. Like everything is just freestanding. You know how that goes. But it is bigger and better than what a lot of people have, because you got, a lot of you are probably working at your kitchen table or your dining room table. And, you have to just like keep your stuff in a nice little storage tote or something and bring it out when I did that too for years and years when I was just a hobbyist. But it's a super fun story. I lived it, right? I thought, man, if I just worked harder and did more with that other business, that I could make it. And the truth is, businesses are not all created equal. Some businesses, the margins on the money that you actually will make are so small. You really have to be viral to make any money. Like you have to just sell, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month to make any real money. And with this, guys, we make so much commission. It's crazy. You can make you can make up to 60% commission on your sales, on what you sell, depending on how you run your business. You always get 25% commission when you make a sale online. But if your sales are consistent every month, you actually make bonuses. So then you make an extra commission bonus on top of that. And that's just sales. That has nothing to do with like a team or leading, anything. It is just on sales alone. So the truth of the matter is this is just a much better company to actually have your hands into, because the amount of earning can be so much more. You can make, $200 a month if that's your goal, $500 a month if that's your goal, pretty easily. And you can make a lot more. You can double your teaching salary if you want. It's going to take time, effort, energy, and a lot of hard work, but you can do it. You can do it. Okay, I am done. I got to go cut my brownies, package them up, gather all the things I need, and go feed the football team for their dinner before the big game tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. There is a pit in my stomach. My heart is already palpitating. I'm so nervous for the boys. It's like so within reach, this next game, this next level. It's so within reach, but it also could easily slip away. So, and all I can do is be there and support and cheer them on. It's so hard watching your kids in their things. Like, it's so great, but it's also so hard because your heart just goes for them. So give us a little cheer, go Bulldogs, and say a little prayer. Everything goes well and we stay injury free. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. This is our Holy Family project that we did. I'm liking it more and more. I may change the bow. I might change this ribbon color. Maybe a thin gold. I don't know. For now, I'll leave it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.